Frederick. It is Friday, April 26th, and I'm your host, Danny Gurry. Have you subscribed to YouTube yet? I implore you, I'm begging and pleading, doing whatever I have to, because it's very exciting to watch a lot of these clients and advertisers, nonprofits, get the exposure they deserve every day on our Everything Frederick Live YouTube channel. I post the full episode. Obviously, it's live now. I'm not going to click that because I might get some feedback or whatever. I don't want that to happen. But we post the full episode like this one here. And then I post each individual segment separately. So if there was someone you saw that you want to see again, you can check that out as well. Send that to friends and family, or if you're a fan, you can send it back to the creator and say, hey, I saw you on Good Morning Frederick. Also, we post shorts, and these are added. I try to get those posted most every day. So YouTube, I'm trying to get to 200 subscribers by the weekend, or by the end of the weekend anyway. So if you have a YouTube, log in and can subscribe to Good Morning Frederick or the Everything Frederick Live YouTube channel. I'll be so appreciative. We are over almost 6,000 views. We've racked up almost 180 hours of watch time. And today is the final day of the fourth week of Good Morning Frederick. So we're just wrapping up our fourth week. I can tell you it's going to be a way better show than yesterday. I'm actually going to be in way better form. The content yesterday was fantastic, but I was a little off kilter. So anyway, it's very phenomenal that it's only been 4 weeks. I feel like it's been forever in a good way, and I'm looking forward to many, many more weeks. All right, the Board of Education. You may have seen a post in the Everything Frederick and More group or on my personal page. I've reached out to all the candidates, and we'll be talking with them next week or the following week. Feel free to message me questions you'd like me to ask. What I'd like to do is take 5 or 6 questions and make sure every candidate gets asked the same ones so you guys can compare. On today's show, you're going to meet Rhonda from Raize the Bar and Shari from Children of Incarcerated Parents Partnership. Plus, we're talking events, and there are so many happening this weekend, but I plan out the perfect day to try to hit them all. I want to thank the sponsor of this program, Fox Tree Designs. They printed all my swag, that Good Morning Frederick swag you guys love. And just so you know, we're going to be offering those for sale very soon. I'm working on that right now. And as well, they do full color lettering for signs, banners, labels, cars. If you want your car labeled with your business stuff on it, they take care of that as well. They do amazing design. FoxTreeDesigns.com. All right, let's get this Friday started. And thanks again to Fox Tree. All right, weather today, mix of sun and clouds, high of 67. I'm wearing my fleece inside because I'm freezing right now. I don't know what's going on. Tomorrow, cloudy skies early and a few showers developing later in the day. Boo! High of 62. It's going to be fine. I'll tell you this. I'm going to go to Battle of the Bands, and I'm going to prepare for rain, which means it won't rain, right? So I'll make sure that I'm prepared for that. Sunday, partly cloudy, 86. Monday, mostly sunny and 91. Next week, mostly in the mid to upper 80s with some showers in the forecast. Looks like we've rounded the corner. I think late next week, temps are in the 70s, but yeah, no more 60s or 50s. That's what I want. All right, we've got tons to give away. We've got the Good Morning Frederick t-shirt plus $25 gift certificate for window tinting from Frederick Window Tint. And you can see in yellow what you need to text in to win. We've also got that month-long pass for SOS Safe Ride. Free rides home from the bars or breweries or wherever you're headed. Family 4-pack of tickets to see the Frederick Flying Cows. They play tonight, 7 o'clock, and they also play on Sunday at 3. And added to the mix, Tiffany from Pet and Home Care is giving away a bottle of Pet CBD and a week of midday walks for your dog. That's a fantastic prize for sure. So all you have to do is text me at 888-465-2944, and I'd love to give you those prizes. All right, we are on to local bites and delights. Local Bites and Delights is sponsored by Pulling for Veterans. The flea market is this Sunday, 9 to 3 at the AmVets Farm. I do believe they have a few spaces available you can sign up on the day as well. So check out that flea market. All right, Rhonda was a culinary educator and had to leave the job to help take care of her parents. And soon after, Raize the Bar was born, and that's Raize with a Z. And I want to introduce you to Rhonda. Treats are all the rage, and I came to know this cottage baker a couple years ago. I want to welcome Rhonda Lang from Raize the Bar to Good Morning Frederick. How are you, Rhonda?
Hi, Danny. I'm doing pretty great. How are you?
I am good. Let's tell everyone, backing up a little bit, how you got into baking these amazing bars, little tins of goodness. I'm not sure what we're categorizing it as, but
they're categorized as artisan brownies, blondies, and some other types of bar goods.
I love it.
Yeah. It all kind of began about 5 years ago with the thought about it. I've been in business now for almost 2 years.
Congratulations.
Thank you. 5 years ago, I had a pivot, 2-decade career as a culinary arts and hospitality educator at the high school level. When my parents were having some health issues, then my mom, once my dad passed away, decided to move her here to Maryland.
Okay.
About 3 years ago. During that time, I started thinking, what could I do? I really wanted to get my hands, literally, back into the culinary world. And I started thinking, well, what can I do that will fit with my part-time job and taking care of my mom? And I've always been an avid baker. Let me start looking into becoming a cottage baker, which is basically baking out of your home. It gives me the flexibility to be home during the day with my mom, flexibility to make my own hours, to choose my own events and things that I want to do. I'm sitting here actually in my kitchen.
Yes.
Where all the magic, all the baking magic happens. So basically, when you become a cottage baker, you are following some of the very strict guidelines set forth by the state of Maryland, the health department.
Okay.
You have to follow certain guidelines. One of the things that you have to do is you have to have key things on your labeling.
Right.
So,
right. That's right.
Yeah. And actually, I just pulled out, just so people can see, this is typically what my product looks like.
Yeah.
The name label, but what's important is what's on the back. And you would not be able to read it here.
Yeah.
You have to list all of your ingredients in a certain way. You have to have certain information about your business and yourself on it. And then you have to have a key phrase on there. I'm going to read it to you.
Okay.
Made by a cottage business that is not subject to Maryland's food safety regulation. It tells people that we don't have a license. We are doing what we need to, because we do have a lot of guidelines.
Yes.
You can't have certain things mainly in your icings. No potentially hazardous ingredients. Most of us don't refrigerate, we're outside.
Right.
I take a cooler with me for my events, and my icings are made so that they're delicious, they stand up, They don't melt
Yeah.
too quickly.
Yeah.
And there's no potentially hazardous items in there. I
Nice.
don't use butter or cream in my glaze. I actually
Okay.
use coconut cream.
Oh.
Well, most of the cottage bakers I know are fabulous people that have really good quality products.
Oh yes. Oh,
You
I've
follow.
been eating from cottage bakers for years and years
Yeah.
and years. Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody and I'm fascinated at just the fact that it is again it's a very smart move into the market. Now let me ask you,
Sure.
your recipes, are these things
Mm.
that you've been making your whole life? Do you kind of do a play on them? Do new stuff? How do you come up with that?
So like I said, I specialize in artisan brownies and blondies.
Yep.
I do this because quite a few years ago, my best friend from childhood bought me this wonderful brownie and blondie cookbook,
Ah.
and she had it signed by the author.
Okay.
And so I started making them, and I'm like, oh my God, these are just phenomenal. Started making them for my friends and for different events that I would go to, and people were just wowed by them. So I basically kind of took a closer look at the recipes and I started to make them my own.
Okay.
So I have right now over 20 flavors
Okay. Wow.
in my repertoire
I love it.
at any one given time, but I usually bring with me at least 10 flavors to an event. I think what sets apart my product from some of the other products that you'll see, when you think of a brownie,
Mm.
you think of a little 2 by 2 inch square, basically. And mine are actually 5 ounces each.
Okay.
I pulled out one of
Yeah.
my peanut butter overload ones.
Wow.
And I also bake them
Yeah.
individually in liners. So I put them on a sheet pan and bake them right on the sheet pan in the liners.
Okay.
So they're quite decadent.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't know what blondies are. And I get so many questions about what is a blondie? A blondie is a vanilla brownie. So it's a decadent, rich bar good. It's like
Without chocolate. For those of us that don't like chocolate.
correct. That's what I specialize in.
Yes.
And I not only do it individually like this in the 5 ounce, I also do it in quarter size sheet pans cut into 24 mini bars
Okay.
for parties and
Right.
events. I'm also doing brownie and blondie pops now, kind of like
Oh,
a cake pop. Yep. For
nice.
Valentine's Day, I did large ones, trying to branch out.
I love it. I love it. How many events would you say you do?
Starting last year, I started doing farmers markets. And
Okay.
I did 3 farmers markets last season, and I will be doing the same ones.
Okay.
Uh, so I do the Urbana Library Farmers Market, which is on Sundays, but I'm going to be doing that twice a month.
Okay.
I do the Mount Airy Farmers Market on Wednesdays, and I will be doing that every week. That's my full-time vendor one for the season.
Okay.
And then once a month, I do the Boonesboro's Farmers Market. And then I also fit in one of my main sources of events is local community food truck nights. I also fit in at least one big event a month or maybe
Right.
two. Coming up, I'm going to be doing Yarn Centric in May. I do Wolfstock, which is a part of the Carroll County Humane Society.
Oh, what has been the biggest challenge of having this, your own cottage bakery business?
I do everything myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time, this along with my other job and taking care of my mom,
Yeah.
squeezing everything in, weather,
Yeah.
conditions,
Yeah.
the physicality of it. I
Yeah.
go and I set up a tent, I schlep tables, I
Yeah.
schlep all kinds of bags and things and coolers.
Yeah.
But you know what? I do it all the time. It's, a routine now. And the
Yeah.
reward, of course, is the positive feedback from all of my customers and my regulars and new customers.
Yeah. One last question. If there was one thing you'd want everyone watching to know about Raize the Bar, what would it be?
I think that my product is a little different than your average brownie and or blondie. You have to taste one to really know.
Rhonda, we really appreciate your time and wish you many years of baking those brownies and blondies and whatever else you come up with. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Danny. I appreciated the opportunity to be on.
All right. Want to thank Rhonda. You can find Raize the Bar on Facebook. It's Raize with a Z, Raize, the bar. And she mentioned the farmers markets. I've added all of the farmers markets to the Everything Frederick calendar. I'm going to be showing you that a little bit later, right after the break, actually. And after the break, we're also going to hear the great story of Shari at COIPP and how they are the only organization in the country doing what they do right after this.
All-in-One Events is Frederick's #1 source for event rentals and entertainment. Please visit us on the web at www.aioeventgroup.com or call 1-888-727-8902 for more information.
All right. Want to thank them and ANS Construction, a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business located right here in Frederick. They specialize in roofing, siding, windows, gutters, patios, and decks. Pretty much everything you're going to start looking at outside now that the weather's warming up. Call 301-703-2157 or email info@ansconstruction.net. And a special offer, don't forget about that, for Good Morning Frederick viewers. You're going to want to do this in the next few days. $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. If you've been looking to get this stuff done, you might as well schedule it before April 30th to make sure you can get those discounts. Tell Sandra that Danny and Good Morning Frederick sent you. I want to thank them so much for all the support. All right, it is now time to get to the events going on. It is very, very full, and we're going to talk about it right now. Opening in Frederick is sponsored by Atlas Wood Floors, serving the area for more than 20 years. Go to atlasfloors.net, read the reviews, schedule a quote for new flooring today. They will pretty much install anything that goes on your floors. So give them a call, go to the website, and get them out to you. And you never know, my little brother might be showing up to do your quote. All right, if you want to know what's happening in Frederick, you have to check out the Everything Frederick calendar. I'm going to pull it up here. It is getting more full by the day. Thank you guys all for messaging me and texting me and emailing me. So looking at the calendar like this, oh my gosh, it is crazy to see. However, at the top, you can change your view. Right now, we're looking at the week. You can look at the agenda view. So if you look at the agenda view, much, much easier to kind of see what's happening, okay? So you can see Saturday, quite full. Also wanted to let you know, and I'm just going to switch it back to the week view here real quick. I've added all the farmers markets I could find, and I've also added all the carnivals. So those of you, let me see, I think the first ones start, I thought it was May. Let's just see. Yes, so you can see here May 24th. Let's see, we've got the New Windsor Department Carnival. We've got the Boonesboro Carnival. So every single carnival I could find, I added to the calendar. So if you're a carnival fanatic and you want to go to visit every one of them, you can check that out. And if you're a farmer's market fanatic, boy, I had no idea there were so many, and many on the same day. So if I were planning the perfect day tomorrow, this is how it would go, okay? I would start at the Bring a Broom event in downtown Frederick at 8:30. I would get there at 8:30. I would sweep up a bit. I would take care of that. Then I would scoot over to the TJ Safe and Sane Car Wash fundraiser. That goes until 1 o'clock, so you can do that. Then I would either go to the Myersville or the Frederick Farmers Markets. Let's see, we got Myersville Outdoor Farmers Market here, and we've got the Frederick Farmers Market here. So depending where you're located, that's where I would go, okay? And then after that, you can slide by the launch party for Maryland Pro Hockey. There is a group who wants to bring Maryland Pro Hockey to Frederick, and they're having a launch party at Attaboy, right? You can get over there for a little bit, but then you gotta certainly get to the amphitheater at Carroll Creek by 3 o'clock, because that's when Battle of the Bands starts, and you're gonna wanna do that for a while. And then you can wrap it up with Law and Order Special Improv Unit at the Met. Now, is that not a perfect day? I think that is a perfect day. You're gonna hit all of that great stuff, and I'm telling you, you might be pooped, and you might have to sleep all day on Sunday, but there are some good things happening on Sunday as well, of course. We've got the flea market with Pulling for Veterans, and I do believe there are spaces still available for that. You can wait until Sunday morning if you want, but it's going to be a hot, beautiful day, and I think you're going to have a huge turnout there, so you're going to want to check that out. You've also got the Colonial Jewelers Wedding Walk that happens on Sunday. You've got there's a bingo for a cause for sleep and heavenly peace that's happening at the Orioles Nest. And of course, you've got the Flying Cows playing on Sunday at 3 o'clock. All right, so you can check all of that out. All you have to do, if you want a copy of this calendar, just text calendar to our text line and you're going to get it. And then don't forget, on 4:30, at 4:30, it is the grand opening of the home of everything Frederick and more. It is our in real life place that you're going to be able to gather. It's also the Goddess Group of Real Estate office that they'll be utilizing. And I have joined in on the party, literally. Promo Circus, my company, is also celebrating a grand opening, and people are saying, why are you doing it there? Well, I work from home, and although I do love to have people over and I love to entertain, I just thought it would be great to do it there. Plus, our partnership with Everything Frederick and Shannon will continue, and I'll be doing interviews from the location, and we'll be hosting some really fun networking events that we will start putting up very soon. So 5 to 7 will be the happy hour, and there's going to be food and beverages and live music. All right, don't forget the Frederick Flying Cows play today at 7 and are back on Sunday. GoFlyingCows.com for your tickets, or just text me. Just say good morning, and if you want the tickets, I'm happy to give you some. All right, also it's May next week. Can you believe that? Some highlights for May. We've got the Spring Bloom. I think that happens on the 3rd. Let's see what I got. Yes, Spring Bloom Immersive Pop-Up is happening at Give Rise Studios. That's going to be on May 3rd. On May 4th, it's YMCA's Healthy Kids Day. I think that happens most of the morning here. I'm trying to look. These calendars are so hard to look at like this. But anyway, the YMCA Healthy Kids Day, it's a free fun day for the family. And then on the 13th, we've got the 4 for SOAR fundraising golf tournament. So I'm telling you, you can't ever say you're bored in this town. I don't think there's one day on the calendar yet that doesn't have something on it. And if you want to get on it, if you've got an event or something you're hosting, all you have to do is email it to everythingfredericklive dreamscapeslumberaevents@gmail.com. All right, I need a drink after all that. After the break, you'll hear from Shari from Children of Incarcerated Parents Partnership, and it's just a short break. Hang tight.
Elevate your next party with Dreamscape Slumber Events. Over 12 themes and customization available for kids, teens, and adults to enjoy. Don't have the space? We have solutions for that too. Search Dreamscape Slumber Events on Facebook.
All right. Want to thank both of them, and don't forget about that promo code. If you want to sleep slumber party, you can get it there. All right. The prom season is here, and if you are in high school and you need something to wear, please message us, okay? We've got tons of dresses and some suits and some accessories. And if you want to go to your prom but just don't have anything to wear, let us know. We're going to organize a time for you to go and check out everything we've got at the shop, which is at 401 North Market Street. You're going to be able to come in, have a look, and see if we have something for you. Or you can simply message us the size that you need, and we'll let you know. And maybe I can send a photo or something of what we've got in your size. So, plus, we're just over a month away from the Scott Key Center prom. Oh, my friends there are so excited. They cannot wait. And a few people have asked what the theme is, and I have to be honest, I completely forgot about a theme for a prom. I would love your suggestions. You can please comment on the streams that you're watching, or email or text me. I was thinking maybe best day ever. I don't know, because I do believe it is going to end up being one of the best days ever for those folks. And again, we want to thank Charles Studios for their donation to help us pay for the food, plus all of the people who are donating stuff for the day, and they are listed. Well, of course, the Arc on Market has donated the place. Bill Iser from Wiser Productions is going to be our DJ and have a photo booth. Jolena from Sun and Moon Balloon Design is going to do a cool little arch or something for us, a little design. Uncle Ralph's Cookies, I think they're doing cookies and cupcakes. Ellen Fowler is doing a little balloon thing for us as well. Read 360 photo booth is going to be there, where they can get a really cool surround 3D image and video, which is awesome. I think they're going to love, love, love it. So I want to thank everybody for jumping in. And if you can donate even $10 to help us cover the food cost for this event, I would be so appreciative. Just go to scottkeycenter.org, click the donate button, and give whatever you can. Really, really glad about that. And I'm telling you, they are very, very excited. All right, my chat with Shari at COIPP was so interesting, I had to schedule a lunch with her that's coming up in a couple weeks. This retired educator is working to keep families from falling apart when a loved one is incarcerated. Here's Shari. Here with Shari from COIPP.
Correct.
Yes, Children of Incarcerated Parents Partnership.
You got it.
Yeah, and I just told you, and I heard you speak several years ago at the Women's Giving Circle, and when you were speaking, I thought to myself, I've never thought about the children of the people who may be incarcerated, and you obviously did. So
yes,
kudos to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for doing that, because you know, I'm assuming when a parent is incarcerated, what happens to the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For the kids, there's often a very, very big price to pay.
Sure.
And this is not a political issue. You
No.
can be on any side of the spectrum.
Yes.
But it's about children
Yes.
who didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
And we know from all the research and from our experience that kids will suffer socially, emotionally, academically and financially when a parent goes away.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. It's like being abandoned, but kind of not. And yet you are, but you're not. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's a very limbo state. I'm sure. I'm sure it's terrifying for young kids and
Very scary.
of all ages, I would imagine. How did this idea come about?
Sure. Well, there's the short story and then the earlier story.
Okay.
I was with Frederick County Public Schools.
Okay.
And I was the early childhood supervisor as well as the family involvement supervisor or specialist for about 30 years.
Okay.
And when I got family involvement, I knew that my heart was always with those kids who didn't have as much as other kids.
Right.
And I was working with grandparents raising kids, the foster care system, people new to the country. And it struck me that this was a group that had no voice.
Right.
The earlier story is that I grew up in Brooklyn, New York, with terrific parents.
Yeah.
Both before it was usual, both college educated. We had our own home. We didn't live in the projects in New York. That made me think I was really rich.
Yeah, yeah.
All the things that I needed. But then my dad very unexpectedly went off to prison when I was 15.
Oh, my goodness.
And it was way out of the blue,
Wow.
in every possible way. I didn't have anyone to relate to in that situation. And it really became the family secret. And for a lot of kids, those situations still remain the family secret.
Yeah.
And I think tucked away in my head was that if I ever could, I was going to change that. And then here I got this added to my jobs, and it was a no-brainer.
Right.
I had to do this.
Yeah.
And that's how we got started over 20 years ago.
Well, it's incredible that your story had a direct impact on how many hundreds, maybe thousands of children that you're now guiding through this experience. And you're speaking from a point of knowledge, which is, I bet, very comforting to those children. You're not preaching to them. You're actually saying, hey, I went through this too.
I think one of the most important groups that I am so blessed to know are the caregivers raising the kids. And I'm going to add the people in jail or have been in jail, are now maybe in residential drug treatment, because I can always say, and I mean it, I've had the most amazing life.
Yeah.
So your past does not define your future.
No.
We're all on a journey.
Yes.
And I hope that gives a lot of hope to families that often think, oh, if someone goes to jail,
it's
the
ruined.
child's
It's
life
ruined.
is over.
It's done. Yeah,
That's
no,
right.
It's
No,
not the case. No,
It's
and
the
it's not
beginning.
the case even as adults. If something happens and you have a hiccup or something happens, it
That's
doesn't
right.
define you. You can always move forward. Don't let it define you. Yes, because that's a terrible thing. Okay, so you start this organization.
Correct.
You start. How do you start? Do you start reaching out to people, or people find you? I mean, I'm not sure.
It was tricky.
Yeah.
First thing I did, because I was known in Frederick because of my work with the public schools, is that I called a meeting of every leader I knew, the head of Head Start and the head of health department, and no one showed up.
Oh, boy.
So I called another meeting.
Yeah.
And the joke is I said I would bring my fabulous brownies,
was-
and only one
Oh, well-
person showed up. One of my kids said maybe they tasted your bacon.
Yeah, maybe.
But little by little, like the little train that could, people started coming. And one of the first things we did is we had a woman who was very well known in the state of Maryland named Arlene Lee come and do a workshop during an in-service day. And she did it for leaders at Frederick County Public Schools. And we started looking at the research and where are the children. And it just started building in the smallest of ways.
Yeah, it's
so
the planting of the seed,
you
right?
got it. We would go to the jail at the beginning and give away things during visitation. And now we're serving in so many capacities.
Yeah.
I will also add that it started with $200 that my husband said, take $200, get started. And now we have a budget of about $250,000.
Wow.
And we are almost all volunteers. We have 2 part-time paid workers. Everyone else is a volunteer. So we are program rich.
Yes.
And we have been so blessed on this 20-year journey.
I mean, that is incredible. And to know what, again, the whole way you got here. Now, we are standing in front of racks and racks of books.
Correct.
So I am assuming, especially as an educator, you
Yes.
know that reading is so fundamental to kids, whether it's them investing in their imaginations or escapism or whatever that is, comfort.
Yes.
That this is one great way to do it. So
And these are all hand chosen. We work so close with Curious Iguana bookstore.
Yes.
And Marlene will send me, the owner will send me titles, and I will reach out to her. Every book that we give out is either about having a parent who's incarcerated, a parent who is using drugs. It's about resilience. It may be about love.
Yeah.
It's about feelings and reflections. And we use these books in many, many ways.
Yeah.
We give them away when we finish doing workshops. We give them away when we're working with people in the jail or in drug rehab when they complete our 10-week course.
Yeah.
Or if a parent calls me and says, my granddaughter's mommy just went to jail.
Yeah.
She's 8 years old. She can't stop crying. Do you have anything for me? And I can immediately come here. Almost all these books are award winners. They all have diverse characters.
Yeah.
And except for a few classics, they're brand new and very sensitive
Right.
to these issues.
Right, yeah.
So I'm very, very proud of what we do.
Yes, absolutely. How can the community support what you're doing? What do you need from us?
Several things.
Okay.
Okay, one is, and this will sound perhaps silly, but not to stereotype in our own minds.
yeah.
And that is not anything I can say is hard that you can give me.
Yeah.
But I think there's always a view that if the daddy or mommy went to jail,
Yeah.
that kid is up to no
Damaged,
good.
yeah.
Damaged
Or
goods.
hanging, heading down the same path.
You
or
got
any
it.
of those.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the parents themselves believe that
Yeah.
about the kids. So I want that
Yeah.
stereotype, because it's not true,
Yeah.
to be thrown out the window,
Yeah.
but for people to give a helping hand.
Yeah.
The second is we didn't need that many volunteers during COVID, but now we're back. I
Yes.
have a volunteer orientation this evening.
Okay.
And if people are interested, they can just go to our website.
I'll put that on the screen for you.
Thank
Yeah.
you very
Yeah,
much.
Yeah.
And they can fill out an application to be a
Okay.
volunteer. And we need people to help us write grants. We need people to edit grants. We need people to help us with program. It's just trying to find the right
Right.
matches.
Yes.
And of course, we always need donations.
Yes.
And that is also on our website, a
Okay.
place through PayPal presently.
Yeah.
But we also can use donations of things like diapers and wipes.
Okay.
Laundry cleaning material.
Okay.
Things that a lot of us take for granted, that if you're living on the margins,
Yeah.
you don't have the money
Yeah,
for.
yeah.
Things as simple as brand new pajamas or lip gloss, during
yeah.
the winter, not
Yeah.
gloss, but
Chapstick.
Thank you.
Yes,
The
yes.
simplest of
Yeah.
things are really
Yeah.
found.
Toiletries and personal
Shampoo.
hygiene items.
Yes,
Yes.
and we
yes.
put that on our Facebook page.
Okay.
But also, all someone has to do is call.
Okay.
And we'll give them a list of what we could use.
Okay, that's excellent. So we'll make sure, again, that the link is available for people
That's
to
great.
come help. If there was one thing, if you had to sum up what COIPP is in one thing to somebody who didn't know, what
Yeah.
would you say?
I would say that COIPP's mission is to make sure that children who are impacted by incarceration have the fullest childhood experience so they can become the adults we want them to be.
Yeah.
But that means we can't just serve the child. We've got to have empathy and reach out, which we do, to the caregiver and even the person in jail or
Yeah.
who had been in jail. because that family determines in many ways
Yes.
what happens for that child.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty powerful. And I think you've got us all just, if we just hesitate for a minute before we start to put in our own
Yeah.
preconceptions about people, just stop for a second and think about these kids and that they're our future community. And we
That's
want
right.
them to be, upstanding and great citizens of Frederick, because we love this town and this county. And if this is a way that help, I mean, why not? Why wouldn't we?
We are a one-of-a-kind organization in the nation and internationally.
Wow.
We've never found anyone quite
What?
like us. That is
That's
true.
sad,
We
Shari.
are
That's
total
sad.
grassroots. This is the
That's
most.
sad.
Remember
Yeah.
the 60s. This
Yeah.
is grassroots.
Yeah, this is grassroots.
But we're spreading the word.
Yeah.
And I get calls from people, not just here, but all over the world.
I would imagine.
Saying, how do I
How do we
start?
do it? Yeah.
Because the children are our future.
They are our future. All right. We want to thank Shari.
My
I'm going to give
pleasure.
you all the details about how you can donate or volunteer for COIPP and help these kids who are all part of Frederick. Thank you so much. Oh, I
Thank
love you.
you.
Isn't she great? I'm telling you, can't watch her without being affected by these kids and thinking about them in a different way. And I hope everyone watching takes a moment to, see what they can do for the kids, because the kids are just kind of byproducts and bystanders in this whole thing, and you want to make sure that they're taken care of. So COIPP is a great organization, and it's unbelievable that there are not more of them. Obviously there's nonprofits probably helping in some capacity or another, but the holistic health that COIPP gives these kids and the caregivers and the family is incredible. So if you're looking for someone to support, I would put them right on the list. Okay. We want to thank, I think the sponsors, and I'm trying to see if I have it here. Oh, yeah. Do I have it here? Yes. Okay. Just want to thank all the sponsors of this program for the first 4 weeks we've been streaming. Every single one of these companies has supported this program. It's going to allow us to keep going, proven the fact that it can actually work, which is really incredible to me. And I want to thank each one of them. I do thank them profusely in person as well. But if you're looking for companies to support, we would appreciate you supporting these and letting them know that you got to them because of this program. And don't forget about the prizes that we have. Tons and tons and tons. So if you want something to do this weekend and you'd like free tickets to the Cows for either tonight or Sunday, just let me know. And we will be selecting the winners for some of these prizes later today. So, I think the 26th I have to do the dog walking. Oh, the window tint and the t-shirt. So window tint and t-shirt will be selected this evening. You can text every single one if you want, 888-465-2944. Again, I am chatting with the candidates for the FCPS Board of Education, each one that's running. I'll talk to every single one of them. I've reached out to them all. Only several have reached back out to me. I don't think I have them all, but we're getting there. Please email or text me any questions you want them to answer. I had my mom, while I was on, go through the post. I think there's like 280 comments on there. I had her kind of formulate the ones that were repeated the most. What I want to do is to be able to ask every single candidate the same 5 or 6 questions so that it's easy to compare their responses. And I'll probably even try to put together a compilation of their responses to those questions, which will make it very simple for you guys when you go to vote. Remember, these are very important elections. These local elections are almost more important than the federal national elections. So next week, we've got some amazing people to introduce you to. Dr. Amir Rashidian of Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, Ashley from Tree Trekkers, Ori from Ori's Custom Florals, Abby and Jen from Hartley House, just to name a few. That's all coming up next week on Good Morning Frederick. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share it amongst your friends and on your profiles. We're trying to get to 200 subscribers by the end of the weekend. That would be wonderful. And until then, be sure you can check out everything Frederick Live on TikTok. You can also follow me on TikTok. If you look for Danny, just Danny, you will see me there. All right, it is Friday. Get out there and enjoy, and get out there and be great, Frederick.